estate.
Good afternoon. This is Gil Pinney on the FocalPoint with Gil show. This is an interactive show, so please have some call-ins. The number here is 727-441-3000. Toll-free out of the area is 1-800-866-826-1340. And if you're on the internet, it's www.tantalk1340.com. And at any time during the show, if you want to see what I look like, you can go to my website at www.gilpinney.com. That's GILPINNEY.com. We're going to have a great show today. We've got a couple of guests scheduled, at least one. And at the end of the show, we'll listen to an offer that can save you $300 and give you some more time management results that you can get for yourself. But first, let's hear from Eric Schmidt again. He's going to tell us why and how good a business coach can do, what a business coach can do for you.
Over the years, I've received so many different kinds of advice, I don't know where to start. One that comes to mind is to have a coach. Our board member in 2002, John Doerr, said, "You need a coach." And I said, "Well, I don't need a coach. I'm an established CEO. Why would I need a coach? Is something wrong?" He said, No, you need a coach. Everybody needs a coach. So Bill Campbell became my coach and has served Google very well. Every famous athlete, every famous performer has somebody who's a coach, somebody who can watch what they're doing and say, is that what you really meant? Did you really do that? They can give them perspective. The one thing people are never good at is seeing themselves as others see them. A coach really, really helps.
Thank you, Eric. As you may or may not know, Eric was the CEO of Google from 2001 to 2011 during the period of significant growth, and he was helped out significantly by his business coach. Let's hope that there's a few of you out there that understand where he's coming from and the benefits of a business coach. If not, that's what we're here for, is to help you understand what a business coach does and how he can help you in your small business. Again, at the end of the show, we'll have an offer that can save you $300 and hopefully help you move on your way to becoming and getting a business coach. Imagine what it'll feel like when you can get more done in less time. And I've managed lots of companies, and I would limit my vacation time, dedicate 6 days to the job. And if that sounds like you, you can certainly use a business coach. What will it feel like, again, to get more results in less time? You'll feel happier at home, and you'll be much happier on the job, and your results will be significantly improved compared to where they are today. Today we're going to talk about insurance and the impact that that has on your business, both from the cost side, but also on the peace of mind side. And we'll also talk about time management and how new techniques you can employ for yourself to increase the amount of time you have every week. First, we'll talk a little bit about who I am, what I do. I've worked as an employee of several companies, and I've coached hundreds of individuals. More specifically, I've coached a number of suppliers. And those suppliers we worked with became much more productive. They were able to increase their output with less staff and, in general, improve their quality. Corporate life was no longer fulfilling my my tongue is stuck today. I apologize. Corporate life no longer is fulfilling personally, and I wanted more contact with business owners. So with FocalPoint, we found each other, and we've been happy ever since. FocalPoint has the content and support materials to help any business owner to make a dramatic improvement. We have one of our guests already online, and we'll talk to him in just a minute. But just remember the benefits of using a business coach. First, as Eric Schultz said, you get a new perspective looking at your business. The business coach will have a different experience base than what you've had before, and they come with a very large toolbox. That toolbox includes industry assessments and personnel assessments so that you can see if you have the right people in the right positions to maximize the benefit to your company. The coach also brings accountability. When the two of you agree that you're going to get something done, the business coach helps you make sure that you meet the timetable that you've established. The final thing is your ROI. Measure that ROI as to what you're spending with that business coach and how much income that generates, and hopefully that number is, for every dollar you spend on a business coach, you get at least $2 back. That's what a business coach does. That's the value and benefit that we bring to your operation. We'll now like to talk with Bud Carr. Bud is a partner in Beacon Insurance Partners. He's located in North Tampa Bay and can be found at www.beaconinsurancepartners.com. And we'll move forward. And are you on the line, Bud?
Yes, I am.
Pleasure to hear you.
Yeah, same here, Gil.
Let's start off with a simple question. How did Business Insurance Partners come to be, and what niche do you fill, and who do you serve?
Well, the three of us come from various backgrounds, but we all are committed to helping Tampa Bay, well, actually Florida businesses and homeowners with their insurance needs. Between the three of us, we have over 50 years of combined insurance experience. We started our agency, we're now 2 years old, and represent many of the leading companies that can provide coverage for most any kind of business and personal insurance need. So that's the short version.
Okay. What's your passion for this business? What wakes you up every morning and gets you moving?
Helping others and being it's kind of a unique business because especially in the commercial and with my clients, I can be one day a manufacturer, the other day I can be a house painter, and the other day I can be a pool cleaner, and that just kind of gives you an insight into all these other people's businesses, and we're their trusted partner to provide their insurance that in the event something does go wrong, either damage or loss to their property, or they get into a legal situation where it's alleged they've done something wrong, well, we've got the valuable coverage there to protect them and their assets. So, again, that's kind of what drives me, is being a part of others' businesses and helping them succeed.
I'm sure every business owner is worried about that legal side. Can you explain a little bit more about how you cover that and what's involved from the business owner's side?
Well, that's a good question, Gil, and a good point in that most businesses don't totally appreciate, well, even personal insurance customers, because it's a coverage found in both home insurance policies and automobile liability insurance policies. But getting back to the commercial end, any commercial liability policy most obviously will pay the cost of a judgment if the business owner is found to actually be negligent in a certain situation. But in most cases, there will probably be some litigation up to that point, and I've yet to meet a business owner that freely admitted that he did something wrong. So, again, the most valuable part of business liability coverage is the defense coverage, and that often times does not necessarily come with a limit, meaning the insurance company will undertake the cost of defending you in a court of law. And again, when most business owners rightly feel that they have not been wrong, well, there's a certain amount of costs in our legal system to even prove that you are innocent or didn't do anything wrong. So again, that's where having good business liability coverage will help back that up.
What kind of cost is a business owner looking at for that type of coverage?
Well, that can vary all over the place. Just as far as the basics go, business liability coverage is based on can be based on a number of different things depending on the type of business. Let's talk about a retail business. A lot of times the premium will be based on the square footage because that kind of a metric reflects the potential risk of people coming to that premises. So the larger the premises or that retail establishment, the more people that could potentially be there and get hurt. On the other hand, an artisan, like a painter or an electrician, their work is mostly based on what their employees do. So they're the driving factor in the premium is as payroll. So that, again, reflects how many people they have working for them or how much work they do. When it comes to maybe a manufacturer or a wholesaler, then you need to determine the determinative premium there will be sales. There again, because that'll be reflective of how much business, how much stuff they're doing. Excuse me, I'm getting over the cold that I'm sure everybody in Tampa Bay had. But back to wholesalers and manufacturers, using sales as a metric for determining the premium, again, reflects how much business they're doing or how much product they've put out there or have sold. So, and each one's different, as you can appreciate. So.
Okay. One of the things you and I have spoken about before is workers' compensation insurance and how it's really a great idea for everyone to have it. But can you give us, just in broad strokes, what coverage a single person should have, why they should have it, and then all the way up to larger companies and what they need with respect to their insurance or workers' comp policy?
Well, I had to smile because I was online or on the air a little bit before you introduced me, so I heard a little bit of your discussion of your own background and resume, and I'm sure I had to smile because many of us in our own walks of life and businesses and industries can identify situations that where you fill in the blank to say, I wish I had a nickel for. And in my case, it would be if I wish I had a nickel for every time I heard a business owner say to me, well, I don't need workers' comp, I'm under 4 employees. Well, on the face of it, that statement is true, but it's also misleading. The fact is, in the state of Florida, the state does not require you to have workers' compensation coverage until you have 4 or more employees. All right, that's really just a record-keeping thing with the state of Florida. However, from a legal standpoint, the day you hire an employee, you are responsible for their injuries, loss of wages, should they get hurt on the job. And why it would be important to have workers' comp from day one is the fact that once you have workers' comp in place, it creates a legal concept called exclusive remedy, meaning when that employee is hurt, they are obligated or they must take the benefits provided by the state's workers' comp law for their lost wages and their injuries, or medical treatment for their injuries. So it creates a sort of immunity for the employer.
That's great to know. Go
and
ahead.
Again, I wish I had a nickel for every business person I said. So, and I take care to really explain the things that I just mentioned. And some will still, and I can appreciate budget concerns, will not have the coverage, but I also make them hugely aware of the potential liability they are undertaking. So,
again, not to dwell on cost too much, but how much is, say, for 2 people, what the workman's comp would be? I know it varies by industry, but in a range, what's an owner looking at?
Okay, well, it varies by type of employment, and it's much simpler than what I tried to describe earlier as far as liability insurance, in that there's a single rate for each type of employment. Let's take a law firm where most folks are doing their businesses at cubicles or desks.
Yeah. They know about injury law, I think.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Well, let's take something a little more innocent. But anyway, in an office exposure or what they call clerical, that rate can start as low as 25 cents per 100 of payroll. Okay? Mm-hmm. And it can go up to the multi-dollars per payroll, depending on again, how hazardous the occupants or occupation is. You can appreciate like a roofer has one of the highest workers' comp rates. And the state puts those rates together, so pretty much every insurance company that does workers' comp in Florida is going to be using the same rate. Now, that's not to say there aren't some differences, because some insurance companies will, based on the premium level, allow you to earn back some of your premium based on good claims experience. So there are some variations.
Well, that's great information for all business owners. Another thing that comes to mind, Bud, is many people rent their space for their operation. Is there any special concerns that they ought to have when they're renting their space? Any different kind of coverage they would need?
Absolutely. And I can appreciate most business owners, they're lasered in on the dollars and cents of cost per square footage of renting space for their warehouse, their office, their garage, and so on, because that certainly goes to the bottom line of their profitability. However, that 6, 8, 10, 12-page lease that they just signed more than likely has some insurance requirements in it. And the simplest ones would be that they must carry a certain dollar amount of liability, call it $1 million or $500,000. Then there's some other, depending on, let's say it's a retail business with a glass storefront, there may be another clause in there that says that the tenant's insurance must also cover the landlord's glass. I've seen clauses where they also must make sure that the tenant has their own loss of income coverage. So for the landlord's benefit, that's to make sure that if that business owner does have a loss, that he has the insurance coverage that he's going to stay there in that spot and continue his business and not just fold up and leave. And one of the other very important clauses will be that the landlord will require them to be named on the tenant's insurance as what we call an additional insured. And what that means is that in the event that a third party is injured on the tenant's location and they bring suit against both the landlord and the tenant, that having that clause in the lease is going to require that the tenant's coverage first provide defense for the landlord before their coverage kicks in.
Wow.
So again, it's each myself and my partners, when we have the good news, we hear of one of our clients say, "Hey, I'm going to renting a new space," or we get approached by someone with a new business. We definitely are asking them, let's take a look at your lease and see what kind of pitfalls or minefields are in there, so that we make sure the insurance conforms.
Now, do you provide that service? Should anybody listening in want to have their lease looked at so you can help them out?
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Well, I mean, I need to qualify that, too, because we will take a look at it in respects to what insurance requirements are, but we'll also give that a qualified opinion, because we're not lawyers. So when it comes to some other features in the lease, we will also encourage those business owners to have their own legal counsel.
Yes. Yeah. I should have phrased that better, saying only on the insurance side.
Yeah, I agree. No, I mean, it's important because it is, a lease, just like an insurance policy, is a legal contract. So, there's a lot of important provisions in there, not just the insurance parts.
Yes, and they should do that before they sign the lease, correct?
Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Okay. The other thing I've heard you talk about at the times that we met together is the care and feeding of your policy. You want to explain to the people that are listening what that means, the care and feeding of insurance policy? They don't eat much.
Well, okay. Well, first of all, we encourage our insureds to read their policy. I mean, at a minimum, it's good bedtime reading, but there are certain obligations in the policy. I'll give you an example. I have an insured that suffered a loss over the New Year's holidays, and the policy, every insurance policy, especially property ones, require the insured to, as soon as something like that happens, to undertake any and all measures that would help prevent the loss from being, or preserve damaged equipment, and also to take any measures that would prevent any further loss. And the policy insurance company would reimburse them for those. So that's often found in a lot of policies. And our insurer did this, and she was paid back for what she did. Also, the other things when it comes to care and feeding is to make sure you, when it comes to certainly a business auto insurance policy, to make sure you let the insurance company know when you bought a new truck or even sold a truck or a vehicle, because that could be a reduction in premium. And when it comes to, we talked earlier about the metrics that drive the premium, most commercial liability policies are what we call audited, meaning after each year the insurance company is going to come visit with you and look to see with what the actual sales were for the time period, or what the actual payroll was for the time period of the policy, and either assess you an additional premium, or if things weren't as good as you projected, give you back some of your premium. So that's kind of what I alluded to when we talked about the care and feeding of your policy.
Oh, very good. Well, I hope that's been really beneficial to all those listening. Again, I'll give your information out again, Bud. You're the man that is giving us all that wonderful information. His name is Bud Carr. He's with Beacon Insurance Partners. His phone number is 813-343-0076. Or you can look online at www.beacon, B-E-A-C-O-N, insurancepartners.com. Anything more that we ought to know there, Bud?
Oh, gosh, so much more. But, yeah.
I didn't plan long enough. Is that what you're telling me?
No, that's okay. But we certainly value our clients and see our services far beyond earning a commission. We try to, the motto of our agency we founded on was clarity and confidence, and we certainly endeavor to deliver beyond just providing insurance policies. So.
Yes, I've run into several people that use Bud and Beacon Insurance Partners, and everyone has been both pleased and exudes the thanks for the professionalism of that particular agency. So if there's anybody out there that, first of all, needs their lease looked at, please give Bud a call. Or if you want to rethink your current workers' comp insurance and how much you're spending on that, Bud's another good guy to talk to about that as well. And the same thing with your liability insurance. And I'm sure there's any other type of insurance as well. But as a business owner, those are three key ones that we need to keep our mind on and keep thinking about. So I think it's great. Again, this is Bud. This is the person that I was speaking with is Bud Carr. His phone number is 813-343-0076. Anything else, Bud, before we go? We're going to break in about 12 seconds.
Okay. Well, again, thanks for your time.
Oh, thank you for your time. It's very, very informative. You taught me a lot about all three of those types of insurance, and I'm sure the business owners listening to this will be contacting you and getting more information as they need it.
Okay.
So thank you much, and we'll be back on the other side.
Won't you look at where we've gone? And then someday comes tomorrow holds sense of what I feel for you in my mind. There's a trip to find a line.
Hey, Dr. Paul here. It's my pleasure to welcome Captain Bill Hine to the WTAN family. Don't go fishing till you hear Captain Bill's show, Artificial Angler. 8 a.m. Saturdays on 1340 a.m. and video on tantalk1340.com. Welcome aboard with Captain Bill on Saturday mornings at 8, 1340 a.m. and tantalk1340.com.
The excitement happens every day at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. You can find yourself in the water with a dolphin, feeding a stingray, watching our world-famous dolphin shows, sailing on our eco boat tour, and even having your picture taken with a dolphin. The Clearwater Marine Aquarium is home of the world's most famous dolphin, Winter, the star of the movie Dolphin Tale, filmed at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium. Winter lost her tail but is now healthy and swimming freely due to a prosthetic tail. Be exposed to marine life and more. Take a behind-the-scenes tour to see how the animal hospital works. View the animal's food prep kitchen, the vet's lab, the surgical suite, and rehab areas. The aquarium houses river otters, sea turtles, stingrays, sharks, and a host of brilliant fish. Come to the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, 249 Windward Passage in Clearwater, or check them on the web at seawinter.com for more information. Open Sunday through Thursday, 10 to 5. Friday and Saturday, 10 to 6. Call 727-441-1790. Make plans to enjoy the day at the Clearwater Marine Aquarium, 249 Windward Passage in Clearwater. The official home of Winter, the star of the movie Dolphin Tale, a lasting memory.
Once upon a time when turkey legs fell from the sky and mermaids and pirates washed in with the tide. That time is now at the Bay Area Renaissance Festival.
Watch as these burly men put their strength to the test for the Florida State Highland Heavy Games. See Highland dancers or participate in the IAF Florida State Arm Wrestling Championships. Discount coupons available at Subway. Discount tickets available at Walgreens, Circle K, and BayAreaRenFest.com.
Hi, this is John Austin, host of the book club on the Tan Talk Radio Network. I spent 35 years in publishing, and today I want to tell you about a book that can change people's lives. The book is No Cash, No Problem, and the author is Dave Wagenford with Ali Pervez. Dave Wagenford is one of the greatest barter experts in the world, and he's bartered over $500 million worth of goods and services. Do you want to remodel your house, but the cost is just too high? Or maybe there's an automobile that you've dreamed of owning, but thought you never could afford. This book will tell you how you can do both of those things, plus hundreds more with little or no cash and without going into hock for the rest of your life. Maybe you're a business owner with a cash flow problem that leads to low or non-existent profits. Read this book and see how you can increase your cash flow and your profits by time-proven techniques. The book again is No Cash, No Problem, and you can buy it now on Amazon for just $7.98 for the ebook edition. Do yourself a big favor and buy it today.
This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Okay, welcome back. This is Gil Pinney with the Focal Point with Gil show. Our call-in numbers again are 727-441-3000 and toll-free 866-826-1340. And you can also listen to us on the internet at www.tantalk1340.com. And if you'd like to see more information about me, go to my website, which is www.gilpinney.com, and that's spelled Gilpinney. I'd like to thank Bud Carr again with Beacon Insurance Partners for a great update as to insurance and what small business owners need to really think about in order to minimize their risk, but also hopefully maximize their bottom line. And again, Bud can be reached at 813-343-0076. Well, this is the point in the show where we start talking about time management again. And today's tool is called time blocking. What in the world does time blocking mean when it comes to time management? Well, think about the things you do every day. First, you have phone calls, you have emails all day long, you have meetings, you have your lunch, you have reading you need to do, you have exercise you need to do, you have employee interaction, and then you have to take time for problem solving and thinking. Now, how do you do this in the most efficient fashion? Well, we spoke about Eat the Frog, and we're getting some really good positive feedback on people that have begun using that technique. And Eat the Frog means you do the hard stuff first in the day so it doesn't hang over your head, and you can get more done by getting that hard task out of the way first. Well, it's kind of similar with time blocking in that for phone calls and emails specifically, set up 2 different times, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, to deal with those two things. If, say, you get normal phone calls, take those between 9 and 9:30 or 9 and 10 o'clock, depending on how many phone calls you either make and or receive each day. And then you wait from 10 o'clock until, say, 2 o'clock and not answer the phone at all. Let your voicemail take it, and then at 2 o'clock, you respond to all the voicemails you've received and make your additional phone calls or receive phone calls at that time. In a short period of time, you can let all your vendors and your other people that you have routine contact with know that this is the time that you do for phone calls. And you can do more easily emails in exactly the same way. Emails, everybody comes in the morning and begins their email right away. If that's your routine, then from 8 to 9 o'clock, you do your emails. If you get done early, save that time and do something else with it. But do them from 8 until 9 o'clock, and then again from 1 until 2 o'clock. And the benefit there, of course, is your mind's only on the email. You get your emails all out of the way, and there's no real need to answer your emails more than twice a day. Most people take lunch at the same time every day. Well, you know what? That's what you want to do with phone calls and emails. Do it the same time every day. Schedule your day with respect to meetings to exclude those times, block them out of your calendar when you're going to do phone calls and emails so that other people do not schedule meetings during your productive time. And you can do the same thing with your reading schedule and thinking schedule. And thinking is something you really need to do on a routine basis for at least 15 to 30 minutes a day, because thinking is what allows you to move forward in your business. What new strategy do you need to do? What problem solving do you need to get done that your business will run more efficiently? Can deal with people problems or regular employee interaction. And you set your block schedule up. For example, like I said, from 8 to 9, you do your email. From 9 to 10, you do your phone calls. From 10 o'clock, you always have either a set meeting, or that's the best time for you to have meetings between 10 and noon. Noon to 1, you booked for lunch. 1 to 2 is email again, and 2 to 3 are phone calls. Then from 3 to 5, you have your open schedule for thinking, problem solving, employee interaction. And as more and more people get to see what your schedule is, and hopefully you pass that on to the people that work for you, your time efficiency goes way up. So you eat the frog first, get the ugly stuff out of the way fast, and then you set a good schedule. Once you have that schedule, you'll be less attracted to what I call the anarchy of the immediate. That's where the phone call rings, you answer the phone, and it's somebody trying to get in touch with somebody on the factory floor. They got the wrong number. Well, by taking that call, you've just disrupted whatever your train of thought was, and you're letting the immediate take over what you know is more important. So those are the things that we're trying to move away and take away from your schedule, are those major interruptions that allow us to move away from our cited goal. And the same is true with email. If you're answering every email as it comes in, you get something, I got to answer it right away. And it may be 1,000 miles away in your brain from what you were thinking about when you were working prior to getting that particular email. So clustering things makes you more efficient and less likely to try that multitasking, which we all know doesn't really work. So it all gets down to a simple issue. Do you respect other people's time? Do you walk in and interrupt their work just to talk about something that you want to talk about? And do others do the same to you? That's a culture in your company that you really want to discourage. You want people to know that you're going to be focused on specific things at specific times during the day. And if they need to see you, there's a time to do that. And by doing that, again, you're much, much more efficient. You keep your mind on what it is that you're getting done. You can get the job done effectively and efficiently. You're not putting people off. You're just letting people know that unless it's an emergency, you're going to be doing a specific task at a specific time. Basically, you are now in control of your schedule and not victim of your schedule. So I'd like to recommend that you go out, set up a block schedule for your day and for your week, and you'll find that when you start filling in the blanks, after a few weeks, you're going to have at least 2 hours extra in your work week due to the improved focus, and you're going to get your projects completed on time. And most important, you're not going to have the interruptions, so that you'll get your projects done right the first time. So in review, what we're looking at is a block schedule where you set up specific times during your day and during your week to do specific tasks that you know you do on a repeated basis. There are going to be times when you have things come out of the blue and you have to deal with them. That's not a problem. You just do it. You adjust your schedule accordingly for that day or that maybe that week. But then you get back to your schedule and regain your efficiency. Meetings, same way. Be disciplined about your meetings. Make sure they're only scheduled during your non-productive, meetings are productive, but during your non-scheduled time. And make sure you communicate your schedule to all those that work for you and with you. Again, and clearly respect other people's time and don't disrupt their work so that they, in turn, do not disrupt your work. We'll talk about Eat the Frog again and general time management. It's truly critical for every small business owner because that is one of the most valuable commodities that you have, is your time. The eating the frog and doing the ugly stuff first, like I said earlier, has gotten some really good feedback from those that have begun doing that over the past 2 weeks. It's fun to hear their stories about how they're not having that weight on their head for the rest of the day when they get the project completed early in the morning, and they get not only that done, but they get much more done throughout the day. So we'll talk on the other side, and we'll have a few commercials. Again, our numbers are 441-3000 and 866-826-1340.
Made up of this brotherhood of man, or whatever that means. Into a crisis, times when I'm lying in bed just to get it all out what's in my head, and I am feeling a little peculiar.
Windsong Charter and Boat Rentals, Newport Richey. Sailing, pontoon boats, jet ski tours, overnight charters, inshore fishing with Captain Dave and more. Windsong Charters and Boat Rentals now celebrating 13 years on the shores of the beautiful Gulf of Mexico. Easy access just off of US 19, plenty of free parking. Small groups to corporate events. Call Windsong Charters and Boat Rentals for all your water sports fun at 727-859-0213 or on the web at windsongcharters.com. And remember, what happens on the boat stays on the boat.
Frozen. In that instant when the puck appears in the back of the net. In that moment when jaws open in astonishment. In that second, everything stands still. But the next second, you are the energy that shatters the stillness. The Tampa Bay Lightning. Be the Thunder.
Lightning single game tickets are on sale now. Visit TampaBayLightning.com or call 800-745-3000.
Hi, this is Patsy with a Z, inviting you to join me on Tuesday morning at 11 for Joy on Paper, when my special guest will be one of the most famous literary agents in the world, Irene Goodman. If you have written a book or you are dreaming of writing one, you won't want to miss hearing her advice on how to break into that mysterious world of publishing. So join me, Patsy Gill, this coming Tuesday at 11 on Tan Talk Radio for Joy on Paper.
Imus in the morning.
Former Beatle Ringo Starr.
I can't be bitter about the fact that I've just had to put one of my kidneys on Craigslist so I can make a car payment because Duchess Kate's got a crumpet in the oven. Oh, she's got morning sickness. Oh, she's starting to show. Oh, she's broken her water. There goes the royal mucus plug. There hasn't been this much fuss over an impending royal birth since Princess Diana was with child, and that was only because everyone assumed Prince Charles was gay. Not that he's done much over the years to dispel that rumor, marrying that female impersonator. Camilla Parker Bowles looks like her face was on fire and somebody tried to stamp it out with golf shoes. Or she's been bobbing for apples in a deep fryer. I'm just grateful she and Prince Chuck never procreated, because between her face and his ears, the fruit of those loins make you look for the handle on the cradle so you could flush it. No. And you know a straight flush always beats a full house at Ringo's Royal Septic Service.
Oh my
We're
God.
number one in the number two business. Mention Yellow Submarine and get a 10% discount on cesspool cleaning.
Catch Imus in the morning right here. This is the Tan Talk Radio Network.
Okay, welcome back. We're on the final segment here. And again, our call numbers are 441-3000 and 866-826-1340. Please give us a call if you've got any questions about your business that we can help you walk through, or any time management issue you may have. We'll recap what we've done already on the show today. We had Mr. Bud Carr from Beacon Insurance Partners let us know the critical nature of workers' comp and how to make sure that you have the right coverage for your particular operation, and how to minimize your expense and maximize your risk aversion. He also spoke about the key things for liability insurance, making sure you have the right amount. He also spoke about the rental space. If you've got a lease, making sure you read that lease and make sure you're covered exactly the way you're supposed to be covered according to that lease. Otherwise, you have significant risk in front of you. And then he also talked briefly about the care and feeding of your policy, which mainly means read your policy. If you're unsure about what it says, you can contact Bud. He's at 813-343-0076. And he can review both your lease information and your current policy and possibly make a recommendation to improve your coverage, hopefully for a lower cost than what you're paying now. The second thing we dealt with today was how to block your time. In other words, do things at a specific time each and every day, or the same day each week. By doing that, you focus your effort onto getting things done in order and making sure you have your focus to get it right. Tongue got tied again. To focus and get the job done right the first time, and keep your mind focused on that particular job, and you'll do it much better. You'll also respect other people's time more, and your overall organization will become more efficient. So with that, we've delivered some hopefully good value to everybody out there with what we've spoken about today, and hopefully some new energy for your organization. Hopefully this will work for you and your business. And so now it's time to pretend I'm not your business coach, but I'd love to be your business coach. Let's talk about accountability. A business coach does just that, holds you accountable for what you've agreed to do. And having a business coach really fits in pretty much anybody's budget. We can set up time to meet once a month or once a week, depending on how fast or how much you need specific improvements. We can also tailor the business program for your particular business and your particular operation. It's much different than most coaching operations. FocalPoint has more material than competitive coaching options, so we can customize a sales program, a strategic planning program, goal setting program, team building program to fit your particular needs. So with that, those who call now to 441-3000 or 866-826-1340 will receive one 30-minute phone session with me and also a 1-hour one-on-one session. This is excellent value, and let us get to know each other both a little bit better, and let's figure out how to improve your business. There is no risk on this for you other than using 1 hour of your time, and imagine how you'll feel with much more and better results from your business in a lot less time. Those listening carefully will also listen to this, and the first 10 business owners that contact me at my website, again, www.gilpinney.com, I will include a free complimentary disc assessment, and that's a $300 value. A disc assessment tells us what your behavioral style is, whether or not you're a driver or consistent or imagination, depending on what you are and how you need to communicate with both your family and your business associates. It's invaluable to know this information and invaluable to generate more customers into your business. So let me repeat one more time. We've given you 2 ways to get results today. First, improve your insurance coverage. Second, block your time, gain more time to do more things in your business, get the job done faster and more efficiently. We have placed an offer out there to get me as your business coach to fit in any budget. And if you call, we will give you one free 30-minute phone session and a free 1-hour one-on-one session with me. We'll discuss your business and only your business. We'll set up a plan, if that's your desire, to see where you want to take your business and where you want your personal life to be in the next 2 to 5 years. We can do that strategically and tactically. Second of all, we have, for the first 10 business owners that contact me at my website, and that website again is www.gilpinney.com, I'll include a complimentary disc assessment, which is a $300 value. We can set that up, and I look forward to hearing from you at my contact on the website. You just hit contact me. It gives you my email address, and you drop me that information, and I will send it to you for you to take, and then we'll set up a time afterwards to discuss that, your results, and you'll learn a great deal about yourself. And in many cases, you'll learn stuff you disagree with, but it'll be fun because in many cases, when I give this to a business owner, they go, "Oh, that's not me, that's not me." And then you show his spouse or her spouse, and they go, "Oh, yes, dear, that is you. This is a very accurate representation of the way you do behave." So it's a good way to go. And we've got another 5 minutes to discuss. We have no one calling at this time, so we'll go back and review what a business coach does and how he can help you. The benefits of a business coach. I met with some people today, and they are looking to hire a business coach. They're doing it wisely. They're interviewing several, and I'm sure they'll lean to me when the time comes, because FocalPoint has a great amount of material that we can customize for each and every business. FocalPoint has used...
That's a bell ringer.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Sorry, folks. He kind of caught me off guard. Where was I? FocalPoint has a program to where we can stylize and customize the program just for your business. You may be excellent at one part of your business and need some work in others. So we can stylize the program to fit your exact needs. Again, the coach provides a different perspective than what you've had, particularly if you've been running your business for a long time. It's good to have an outside person come in, like a business coach, to give you a different perspective, because it may have been successful back in 1998, but you may not be quite as successful today. And so why is that? Your perspective hasn't changed over that time, yet the people coming to your establishment have changed. And that's the other portion, is the business coach will have a different experience base. And that's because he works with lots of different companies, and you're focused on your company. That's a great thing. You're focused on your company, but that what other people are doing may improve your operation even more than where it is today. The business coach has a huge toolbox. Not only do you have all of the FocalPoint training materials, but we also have industry assessments. If you're a company, say, in the legal profession, and you want to find out what your marketing budget is as a percent to sales compared to the other folks that are in the legal profession, we have tools that allow us to see that. So if you're at 10%, everybody else is at 15%, we know in order for you to continue to grow, we're going to have to move some revenue into the marketing effort to make you competitive with all the other facilities in the market. And again, the business coach brings accountability to your operation and to you. Most business owners have been in their business a long time, and they don't feel accountable to anybody but themselves, which is great. The downside of that, though, is when there's something new coming along, or they see they want to try something different in their business, they tend to get caught up in their business and have the anarchy of the immediate come and take over the operation for that time period and push off the changes. The business coach holds you accountable so that you can make that change both efficiently and quickly and make everything happen. And the final thing for a business coach today is ROI. ROI is critical for every business owner. If you spend money on a marketing program, you want to make sure you get a return on that investment. If you buy a new piece of equipment, you want to make sure you get return on that investment. If you hire a new employee, again, you want to get money back from that investment, and preferably way more than what you put into it. A business coach is no different. If you put money in a business coach, you need to expect to have a really good ROI, anything from 2 to 3 times coming back to you in positive either revenue stream, profit stream, or in time that you get to spend with your family and do other things that are really important to you as a person. So that is where we are, and got to find out where we are on time. We have 1 more minute. Looking at the board, we lost a call, so we're not going to talk to that individual. We'll talk to them next week. Hopefully they'll call back. Again, if you want more results in less time for your business, please call. You can call me at my phone, which is 727-536-9680 anytime, or you can go to my website, contact me there. It's www.gilpinney.com. Thank you very much for this week. I look forward to next week. We'll have another time management item, and then also another guest.
WTAN, Clearwater, Tampa Bay. WDCF, Dade City, Tampa Bay. WZHR, Zephyr Hills, Tampa Bay. Listen.
Ferguson, Iran talks. I'm Evan Haining. We're learning more about 20-year-old Jeffrey Williams, arrested for shooting 2 police officers in Ferguson, Missouri last week.
Officials say at the time of his arrest, he was on probation for receiving stolen goods.